This was very interesting because when I started, it was for a so-called traditional piano recital, and I was looking at many, many different pieces. But then I realized I wasn't so interested in just bringing together a, bibliographical compilation of pieces bearing a title to do with water. I thought that was just too obvious and somewhat monotonous as well.
The proposal was to show video works, and I said, sure, I'll call you tomorrow. And I called them and I said, absolutely not. I'm not here to just give you what you want. I have to push myself,
So I started to narrow it down. In the case of Liszt, for example, Les Jeux d'eau à la Villa d'Est is the most abstract of all of them. And then the same with the Ravel, the same with the Debussy. So that ended up being really the criterion for me as I delved deeper into the whole repertoire and what the possibilities were, was to really reduce it to something very, very pure and perhaps simply, again, more abstract in its expression.
Everyone would come in and look up, and I want them to look down, because they're looking down. Eventually, you fall into it. You fall into the water mentally.
It took me two years to boil it down to this. And at the end, I also wanted to have only one piece by each composer, and that was really the hard part. And actually, based on the work that Douglas has achieved here, it seems like it is a good match.
In a way, this building, it has a life which is unpredictable. I mean, we experimented with this for the last week. In a way, the more still it is, the more likelihood that something else can happen.
No pun intended, it has been a very liquid process. I mean, the last 3 days, I just got back from a European tour, and 3 days ago we started the technical rehearsals, and it has not ceased to evolve ever since that very first day. So, what we started out with is no longer there. There are many other types of things happening with the lighting, with the dramaturgie of the piece as well.
I just want the place to be revealed for what it is.
Oh, I love that. I love that, exploration of the unknown and being open to whatever might happen and taking it in stride. I think it's so, because it's just so counterintuitive to think of an art form as set in stone and the interpretation is decided and everything is decided. That is the beginning of the end, basically. It has to live in the moment. It has to sound as if it is being written while you hear it. And everything Douglas does is helping me stay connected to that idea, which has always been my motto artistically, but it is a challenge to incarnate it in my world.